when you have to spend a week in Maine. I shouldn't say it that way. I shouldn't say have to spend a week. You get to spend a week in Maine. I understand it's absolutely a great time. It's a beautiful place. Jon Mozes is there with the Altoona Curve. He's going to tell us all about it next. Brought to you by Marcus & Mack, voted best personal injury law firm, best of Indiana County contest. Marcus & Mack, a law firm representing injured people. So you had what for breakfast?
I had a lobster scramble, which is lobster meat roasted into a egg scramble with a few other vegetables, home fries, thick toast. Oh, terrific!
Oh man, I almost threw up when you said that. I'm just
oh my goodness!
I'm guessing it's been a seafood week for you.
Oh, it sure has. It sure has. Had a whole lobster on Wednesday or on Monday when we got to town. Another one on Wednesday. Oh, it's such a wonderful place.
You ate a whole lobster?
Yeah, pound and a half. Mm-hmm.
Jeez. What now? What's the side with that?
Well, so it usually comes with clam. The lobster dinner I did was clams, about a dozen of them, plus an ear of corn. And something I learned while talking to the waitress was that lobsters are actually not red when they are alive. They're actually more like blue or green when they're in the water, and then they turn red when they cook.
Yeah. So that's been good for you. You haven't seen any moose?
No, I have not seen any moose yet.
Have you seen any sea dogs?
Yeah, I've seen a few sea dogs. They tend to hit the baseball hard.
Yeah, they've been doing that this week against curved pitchers. It has not been pretty this week, has it?
Yeah, Tuesday was tough. There was never one big ugly inning, but you lose 7-0, left 11 guys on base. And then Wednesday you get a grand slam from Sung Chae Chang, and you say you're feeling pretty good. You're up 8-6, and then in the 8th inning, those Sea Dogs just sort of did their thing. This is a really good Portland team. It's not a surprise that they're in first place. They're playing like it right now. They've got a handful of guys that are really good players. So it's been a challenging week for the Curve, for sure.
Yeah, it has. So Bubba goes up to Indianapolis. Was he with the team right up until the recall?
Oh, no. He left us after his start on Friday night. Had a little breakfast in town on Saturday with a couple of the guys, and then drove out to Indianapolis. So he's actually with the Indians in Nashville instead of in Portland.
Yeah.
So a nice minor league road city either way.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to beat those two places. But you really appreciate a guy like him, a guy like Thomas Harrington, who went up to Indy last week. But at the same time, you lose out on the chance to watch them as they further their development with the Curve, as they move on and up in the system. So the pitching staff gets Anthony Solometo back yesterday, and it's been really rough for Anthony this season, and he got roughed up a little bit again last night. What are the positives that you're seeing out of Anthony, and what must he work on?
Well, it's really tough because there are times where he is just absolutely locked in, and he knows, and he's able to throw the baseball. I think his challenge this year is that he loses his release point, and he's got a big, funky arm swing. He's long, he's tall, like he's got long levers, and it's kind of hard to keep everything in sync. So you can sort of see it. He'll walk a guy on 4 pitches or on 5 pitches, and you can see it go. And you say, okay, he's got to try to. Now we're in trouble because he's trying to find it. And the velocity is down from where it was last year, so it's really been a challenging year for Anthony. He did look a little bit better yesterday in comparison to where he was the first 2 months of the year. But still looking for good results.
Yeah, they talk about the repeatable delivery, and it becomes a cliche because people who think they know baseball say, "Oh yeah, repeatable delivery," and they throw out the catchphrases, but they really don't understand the importance that when your delivery is, and they've used the word funky with him on his delivery for his entire career. When it is that complicated. That's that many more components that have to come together in order for him to be a consistent pitcher.
Yeah, it's hard to keep it all in sync. Even last year when I was watching it, he he would sort of have those moments where he would lose his release point, but, he was very good about getting back in the strike zone after a bad at bat or, a result that didn't go his way. This year he hasn't been able to replicate that.
Yeah. All right. We've talked about J.C. Flowers maybe once this season. He's a guy that when he came into the system, they had a lot of hope for this young man. And, yesterday he certainly put together an outing, didn't he?
Well, yeah, that was really nice to see. J.C. was one of the Curve's best relievers in 2022, but he has struggled to throw strikes at AAA. Here, his outing yesterday and really the last couple for him, it feels like he's found something where he's just changed his mindset a little bit. It's so much about pitching is just about what you're thinking and what your confidence level is at. And he's looked really confident a couple outings in a row. He completely saved the bullpen yesterday, set down 10 straight batters. He, gave the Curve a chance to rally back in that game and eventually take the lead because he comes in with a couple guys on in the second inning and then goes 3 in the third. Those are the type of relief performances that sort of stick with you year over year, and I think might be one of the best the Curve will get all season long.
Yeah, that was pretty special yesterday. There's been quite the pipeline from Greensboro to Altoona this season, and that continues. Guys come and guys go. Tell me about the latest guys who arrived from Greensboro and what you're seeing from them. Is there somebody who looks like he's going to be really, really maybe not a breakout star, but somebody who's going to be a solid major leaguer one day?
Well, I think Cy Nielsen is somebody that's in that category. Left-hand reliever. He was drafted out of BYU in 2022. He's got some really interesting stuff. The fastball's 92 to 94. The slider has looked really good. He's had a couple bad results. He's only pitched 3 outings for the Curve where, he's got a little bit of bad luck, but I think the tools are there. I think Cy Nielsen's got a chance. I think Dominic Parachi's got a chance with his ability to sort of mix breaking balls and, being left-handed is another reason to sort of feel good about him because he throws strikes usually. Nick Samillo's another guy that I think will turn into a solid Curve player at the end of this year and probably into next year as well. It's an interesting mix of Curve players right now, and I'm not sure if we're going to see anybody else coming up from Greensboro. I think Jack Brannigan is sidelined right now with an injury, and maybe Termar ends up staying there for the whole year. As they try to chase a league championship this year in Greensboro. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out. But as you said, there's always talent on the way.
Yeah, there is. And Samillo is an interesting name. You read his name in the game recaps almost every day. Yorner Fajardo is another guy whose name you read a lot.
For sure. Yoiner just gives you such a professional at bat. He fights off close pitches. He's not afraid about hitting with 2 strikes. He's been a godsend, solidifying the top spot in the Curve batting order since June 1st. He's just on base all the time, and he's a good runner. So when he gets there, he'll steal a base. He'll go first to third. He can score from first base on, base hits to the outfield, that kind of thing. So, he's got a lot of ability. He's been really, really helpful for the Curve of late.
Talking a little Curve baseball with Jon Mozes this morning here on Indiana in the Morning. So you're back home next week?
You're right. We are. And, it's one of those final weeks before school gets back in. So we're really packing in the promotions. Tuesday night, when we get back to town, post-game fireworks, Ike Taylor coming to PNG Field, former Steelers defensive back, Thursday night in the ballpark. Friday is our Copa game. We're giving away an Altoona Sugar Skull bobblehead. That's Friday night. Fireworks Saturday, Indiana County night. For folks in the listening area, that we'll have a lot of folks and businesses from Indiana County on Saturday night. And then Sunday's our Faith night, which is always one of the most popular nights of the year for us. 3 nights of fireworks, Tuesday, Saturday, Sunday, premium giveaway Friday. It is a week to remember in Curve, PA.
Yeah, it sounds like a fantastic time, and you'll be there to enjoy it. Are you taking any lobster back from Maine with you?
That's a great question. Preston Shoemaker and I have talked about this. It is our goal to eat a lobster every day, and we need to figure out how we are going to do that on Sunday when we play a day game and then get on the bus afterward. So maybe I will have a lobster delivered to the ballpark about 3:30 for post game, and I can eat it on the bus.
Lobster delivery for the Sea Dogs. I bet you're not the first guy to try that. Johnny, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Have a great week. It's Indiana in the Morning, and it's WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160.